Dollywood has been the subject of discussion for a lot of coaster enthusiasts recently because they have this absolutely enormous clearing in the back of the park. What could they be doing? All we know is that it'll be the largest park expansion in their history and that it'll be ready for 2019. So based off of those two things that we know for a fact, let's get this discussion rolling. I got a chance to stop by Dollywood in December of 2017. I got to see this clearing for myself. If you haven't been to Dollywood or haven't been recently and you're not quite sure where this clearing is, I have this graphic right here. So you can see this train loop that goes all the way around up the mountain. This clearing encompasses the inside of about half that loop. It is behind Thunderhead and stops around where Mystery Mine is. If you take the amount of land that has been cleared, it is about a fourth, even maybe a third the size of the current Dollywood theme park. That is a lot of land to work with. So it's got people talking. Okay, well, it's got to be a roller coaster. Yes, it is obviously going to include a roller coaster, but we have to think bigger. There is so much land here, there is no way it could be only a roller coaster. And even if it does include a roller coaster, would that coaster open with the new area in 2019? You have to remember, theme parks are always looking to expand. They want to be able to take their current property and change it to adapt to new guests and keep people coming back for more. So it is very likely that they will keep this area open for possibilities. So maybe when they say it's their largest expansion yet, they literally mean largest land expansion yet. So if that's the case, then we may not see a roller coaster when this area opens. It's just a new area of the park, and then maybe the following year we get a coaster with it. Or they open a new area of the park with a coaster, but they keep that area available so that they could add more rides to it in the future. I think both of those are a huge possibility, but we are definitely looking at some sort of new area of the park. Also because if you've been to Dollywood, you know that the current pathway of the park kind of wraps around the base of a mountain. So if this was just a new coaster, there's really no place for them to put a station. The pathway is so small and they have the mountain right there. They're just very limited on space. So if this were a pathway, which I'm willing to bet it is, you make the entrance to it in between Mystery Mine and Drop Line. You can already see where they've started to do some land clearing, but if you just kind of bulldoze that hill over, you make it so that the pathway can lead from where that current Timber Canyon area goes and have it go back to the new clearing. Yes, you may still have to go uphill a little, but it wouldn't be as uphill as it currently is. So that's probably why they have started construction so early and done this huge clearing. Now, it's gotten some people talking, okay, so if you include a new area of the park, what type of theme could we be looking at? I've heard a few possibilities here. It'd be kind of cool to do something along the lines of what you have with Fireman's Landing. Or other people have suggested maybe you do like a ski themed area, you know, all like snowy and whatnot. Or you could just keep with that classic southern feel and just kind of go with a general theme. I mean, Timber Canyon isn't themed to anything specific. It's a vague area that you don't have to necessarily go with a set theme. You just kind of make everything look southern and then attach a random name to it that doesn't have any specific ties. So let's move on from talking about the park pathway to talk about some different rides that we could be seeing. Dollywood has been focusing a lot on adding roller coasters and not as many small family attractions. And currently, most of the family attractions at Dollywood are in the county fair section of the park, which is on the exact opposite side of Dollywood from where this clearing is going on. So it would be great to almost see a new kids area. That doesn't mean that the entire area would be dedicated to kids, but I think there definitely should be some kid-friendly attractions. Dollywood, compared to most amusement parks, doesn't have as many rides for kids. So there's definitely some possibilities there. And of course, the new area would include a roller coaster. So people are talking about, okay, so what roller coaster could you go? I've heard some possible ideas that I think would make sense. I could see them happening. Some people have thrown around a B&M Hyper, a B&M Invert, something that really uses the terrain like Nemesis. Or you could go with something from Mack, go with a spinning coaster like Time Traveler, or maybe their new hypercoaster like DC Rivals. And if you look at how Dollywood and Silver Dollar City have kind of worked, because they're sister parks, sometimes when one park gets something, it comes to the other park down the line. So because Silver Dollar City is getting a Mack coaster, a matte coaster could very well be in Dollywood's future. I think that would make a lot of sense, and it's very different from what you have with the rest of the park, so it'd be a great fit for them. Now, this all sounds great and all, but I also want to talk about maybe some other ideas in case this isn't what is actually coming to Dollywood. If I had to take a guess, what I just talked about is what is coming. We're going to get a new area with a coaster of some kind, and it's going to be available for future expansion. But, is there anything else it could be? When we were at Dollywood, there were some people that were under the impression it's for on-site cabins so that you can actually stay in the park. That to me didn't make a whole lot of sense, but I mean, some of the public thinks that. Another reason why I think that wouldn't work is because Dollywood is currently marketing it as their largest expansion yet, and if they just went with a couple cabins so that you could stay in the park, I think that would disappoint a lot of people. It also, I don't think, would make too much sense logistically. But also, when you look at the Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg area, you have a lot of these mountaintop resort areas that include like ski lifts and different attractions for the winter time where you can go snow tubing or snowboarding or skiing or something like that. So someone said, well, what if Dollywood was opening almost a second park that is a separate ticketed place next to Dollywood but not attached to Dollywood, and it's kind of like one of those places that you can go for like wintertime activities. And I think that's kind of an interesting concept. I mean, think about that. What if they just went with a second park? They have enough land for it. It doesn't necessarily have to be an amusement park, but it could be something snow-based. I don't think it's very likely, but I mean, when you just look over different alternatives to what I've suggested, I think it's in the realm of possibility. I mean, you look at what Universal Studios Florida did, they built Islands of Adventure right next to it. Dollywood is really becoming this huge resort. I could see them doing something like that. I think most people would rather just see a large park expansion, which is why I think that's likely what they're doing, but I also just want to throw that possibility out there. So that's going to do it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know about what you think about these different possibilities I have suggested. What do you think is coming to Dollywood? You can post all those thoughts in the comment section below. And of course, you can stay tuned for more rumor videos coming soon to Coaster Studios. Thank you for watching.